Thank you to all my channel members, including my fan appreciation level members and my contributor level members, for helping support the YouTube channel. Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan Cohn, and today I have my book review of the manga One Piece Volumes 7 through 9 by Eiichiro Oda. This is a continuation omnibus of the One Piece saga. I said at the beginning of the year I wanted to get into manga, and I was picking One Piece because I thought it looked intriguing to me, and also everybody else has read One Piece apparently. So I picked up this series. I read the first 3 volumes, loved it, thought it was great. I read the next 3 volumes. This was on January 1st I read this. On February 1st I read this, and I really, really liked it. Not quite as much as I liked the first one, but still I really liked it. I'm having a blast. And guess what? He's 3 for 3. I really enjoyed the volumes 7 through 9. This continues on the story of the Barati Pirates, where you're on the ship that's the restaurant ship, where Chef Zeph is there, and he's being attacked by these other pirates. And this part of the story I didn't particularly love. I didn't like it when it was started in the first omnibus. I didn't particularly love it when it started in this omnibus. I think that story, just the action, everybody else says, oh, the action in One Piece is so good, it's so long. I don't particularly like the action in here. I don't think the action in this series was particularly great, especially in this sequence with the Barati Pirates. And also, it just kept going on for chapter after chapter. I was like, just move, okay, you guys fought, blah, 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 we moved on, keep going. But the action just keeps going. That being said, the backstory in this book for Chef Zeph and Sanji was beautiful. It was so haunting. It was so dark. It was so surprising. And I was like, wow, this is a very, teen, like you can actually have teenagers read this, but it's a dark book, but it was actually very good. It was actually very, very well done, and I was very impressed by it. So I thought that Eiichiro Oda did a great job with their backstory, and the backstory is like the dark paging so that it's a flashback. I loved that backstory. After that whole sequence is over and they keep going on to the next part, they're trying to reach Nami, which, by the way, spoilers, if you read the previous volumes, you know that Nami takes the merry-go and keeps going on. And you read in this book who she is really and why she's this way. And I really can't talk about the second half of this book without talking spoilers. So really, you need to have read, if you want to watch the rest of this video, unless you just don't care about spoilers, you need to have read this because I'm just warning you now because I need to get into the specifics. Because this is a series that's like an ongoing series, it kind of spoils things a little bit. So just warning you, if you haven't quit already, I'm talking about spoilers. That being said, you find out that Nami's village was attacked by the Arlong pirates. And as a result, she had been, as a girl, an orphan, and she and this other girl, Nojiki, however, I forgot how to pronounce that other character's name. The two of them were taken in by Belmere. And Belmere is this a woman who is very compassionate. She's poor, but she wants to help the girls. And so these pirates come in, and the pirates say, you have to pay $100,000 per adult and $50,000 per child every month to the pirates if you want to not be killed by the pirates. And it's like a fee. And so the mother has, the adopted mother only has $100,000 available. They call them 1,000 berries. But what does she do? She gives it to them for her 2, daughters, and they kill their adopted mother. And Nami is so changed by this, and Nami basically decides that she is going to go become a pirate herself. As part of the Arlong pirates, she's going to go steal from other pirates, and then she's going to use those berries, that money, to go and, if she gets $100 million, she can pay off Arlong, and he will never again pillage her people, and she will set them free by their freedom. And it's so haunting and sad and tragic, but it's also so harrowing and really makes you connect. You are so angry with Nami when you find out she's a pirate, and you also are so empathetic when you find out why she had to do it. And it's just so superbly written. And then you have the stuff going on now where first Usopp goes up there, and is trying to go to the pirate, place and stop the pirates. And I really like the design of the Arlong pirates, and also I felt that the action sequences were better with the Arlong. There's not a lot of action with the Arlong pirates, but there is some, and I like that it was better than the stuff with the Barati pirates. But the story of Zolo, which I know it's called Zoro, but in here they still call him Zolo because they haven't fixed it. Zolo is captured, and so Usopp tries to go rescue him, and then Zolo escapes, but Usopp gets captured, and Zolo has to go rescue him, and that type of thing keeps happening. Then Luffy finally catches up to everyone. We find out all this information and backstory, and then the people rise up, and Luffy just has this indelible quality that makes everybody love him, and I just really like the way that that's written in this book, and I like how it's written in the whole series so far, and so this just continues that great storyline. Again, the action is what's particularly weak for me. I think that the action should have been much better and shorter. But I love it when he focuses on just story, and he's so creative with the characters and the names, and he's so creative with the humor. I will say, and again, oh boy, I'm going to be nitpicky here. The end of each chapter has back matter, and it has whether it's fan art for a page, or sometimes that page is taken up with question and answers, or sometimes that page is taken up with fun informational facts. Of the 3 volumes, this had the absolute worst back matter for each chapter. I thought the back matter in the first 2 was much better. Sometimes he'd have information in the first 2 about how pirates operate and stuff, and it was really cool history. I think that happened once here, so it didn't happen much. There were a lot of Q&As in here, but they were so stupid. He's not actually trying to answer legitimate questions. It's ridiculous questions, and it's him, the author, answering them in a ridiculous manner. And I was like, that's humorous at times, but that's not what I liked about the back matter previously. I liked it when it was legitimate questions. Oh, how does this work? Let me explain it. When someone would ask, how does this work? He would give a ridiculous answer. And I was like, that's not a real thing. Come on, try to be real with the questions and answers. I'm sure that there was enough fan art that he could actually answer some good ones and have good questions and good answers for them. The problem is both the questions were often bad and the answers were also often bad. So that was part of it I didn't particularly like. Again, I do really like a lot of the characters in here. Luffy's group, I really like. Luffy is a great character. I think that Zolo is a great character, despite how flat he is. I really like his flatness. You also have Sanji, who's hilarious. Usopp, who's hilarious. And you have Nami, who's really interesting. And then you have the people around them that are just really cool, and you really just feel for them. So this book, in so many ways, is just a superb book. I would give it an 8 out of 10, more of what I gave the first book. I think that the first book is still my favorite because of its creativity with the origin of Luffy, but I think that this is a solid other book. And I mean, so was this. All 3 books get an 8 or 8.5, in that range. These are all 3 really good omnibuses, and I think they're really solid. I do have a recommendation, and I would, again, people would hate it because they would have to reissue everything, but they really should have structured the release of these in such a way that each omnibus is following a different plot line. So, for example, the second half of this omnibus is the Barati Pirates, and the first half of this omnibus is the Barati Pirates. It should have been that there was a single volume that had to do with the Barati Pirates. It would have made it much easier to talk about them. The second half of the first omnibus is about not the second half, is maybe the second third. The third third of this book is about Calidor and his plan to take over the mansion with the little girl. And the first half of this book is the continuation of that story. And if this had just been structured a little differently, they could have done a single omnibus that's just that plot line. And so it'd make it easier. You could title each book based off of whatever plot line specifically. Instead, you have the overall storyline of the East Blue Saga split up. And what it does is have great cliffhangers. This series has amazing cliffhangers at the end of each volume that I really appreciate. However, it makes it difficult to talk about because you're talking about the second half of one plot line and the first half of the next one. Second half, first half. And I don't know if that's going to get fixed down the line or whether that's the case with the whole series. But it's something that they could have fixed. And again, it's kind of like the chapters were preset, and I think the volumes were preset, and since they decided to do 3 per one, they were kind of stuck with it. But they could have figured something out. They could have done like the first 2 volumes together as a shorter one, and then done 3, 4, 5, and then done 6, 7, 8, and then done 9, 10, 11, like something like that would actually fit better. It's just my opinion. But that's my review of One Piece East Blue Volumes 7 through 9. I have one more omnibus before I finish the East Blue Saga, so once I finish that, I actually plan to watch the Netflix series, because I think Netflix is just East Blue, and then I will continue on eventually. I have some other comics to read, I have some other graphic novel stuff, I have some more manga, and of course, specifically more One Piece to read. I'm loving One Piece. It's such a fun experience. So if you've read One Piece Volumes 7 through 9, let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And until next time, I'm Jonathan, and thank you for watching.